before we can proceed any further. I believe that if this administration doesn't get down there and help these people, that we as Americans should contribute to those states on the border and let them go out, build their own fence, create their own policies, and ignore the federal government like they're being ignored themselves. It is a disastrous thing. I am ashamed of the federal government and their policy.
Thank you. Mr. Donlin.
Well, here, basically, people are coming to this country without permission. The way we treat people who come here is to have complied with the process. I think the process is sound. I haven't heard of any complaints of anybody wanting to change how they officially get here legally. The problem is with people who don't want to comply. I believe, to sideline here a little bit, I believe the Arizona lawsuit, with the government suing the state of Arizona, is a frivolous lawsuit. It actually works against the federal government's own policy. The feds actually are pushing back against their own procedures. We must show a willingness to enforce the laws, and I think the secondary defense has to be no jobs for people who come here illegally. Thank you.
Mr. Stillings.
Yes. Actually, our immigration laws are just fine. Legal immigration is just fine. I'd be a hypocrite to say less. My wife is a naturalized citizen. It's illegal immigration. What part of illegal do they not understand? You know, our policies regarding enforcement are the problem. President Obama and people like John McCain talk about a path to citizenship for illegals. The only path that I'm interested in for illegals is the one that leads back to where they came from. Enforce the laws that we have on the books and get rid of anybody in any department, whether it's executive, legislative, or judicial, who gets in the way of that enforcement. The laws are there, the laws are just. Let them be enforced and it'll be fine.
All right. This next question will start with you, Mr. Hooper. What should be done at the federal level to reduce our current dependence on fossil fuels?
Well, the federal government is trying to ram us into what they call green jobs, meaning that run our automobiles on hydrogen, don't burn any more coal, don't drill for any more oil, just go out and try to geothermal or whatever else, and that can't be done because green jobs have not yet arrived. They won't arrive until the technology that provides for them will arrive with them. Then we can slowly get into green jobs. But in the meantime, we need traditional power, and our power is based on oil and it's based on coal. We have all the oil that we could possibly use in various states, particularly in North Dakota. The body runs way up into Canada. There's no need for us to be drilling out in the Gulf, especially in 1 mile deep water. We've got oil yet in Texas and any other place in the country, and we need to use it.
Thank you, Mr. Hooper. Now, Mr. Donlin.
Thank you. The issue here is dependence. Dependence on energy, not just fossil fuels. We have a very, very wide thirst for energy, and it's because we love freedom. Freedom has to depend on energy. We need energy to take us where we need to go. I would just suggest that for me, I don't have an official position on this, but personally, I believe that anything we add to our fossil fuel production is going to help us because we are consuming energy and it's not going to stop. Wind, solar, that all can be an addition. What I would be against, and I hope the constituents would also agree with me, is cutting back. It's good to conserve, but we can't start taking away our energy. It'll cripple us. Thank you.
Mr. Stillings.
The best thing the federal government can do is to get out of the way. I believe that in all of the above energy policy, whether it's nuclear, whether it's fossil fuels, whether it's green energy, so to speak, but I'm